This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Beautiful day in Southern California. It's game number 3 from Petco Park, the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Diego Padres. Scott Moorman is here. That's the Cardinals Hall of Famer, Jim Edmonds. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Delighted to have you with us on this Sunday afternoon. Joey Lucchesi, who pitched at Southeast Missouri State, going for the Padres, and it is Miles Michaelis, the former Padre, going for St. Louis. The Cardinals trying to avoid a sweep, Jimmy, and right now here at the halfway point, they're a game below 500. Where is this team right now?
You know, it's really not as bad as it looks, and clearly when the offense struggles, the team looks flat. Everybody wants a winner, but if you look at these ranks through 81 games, right in the middle of the pack, except for down at the bottom where you see the stolen bases and the fielding percentage. But this team could be so much better, and it surprises me to see those stats right there because they could be in the hunt a little bit more than they are. But the bright side, only 4 games out. Chicago was losing earlier today, and they can play so much better. So good things ahead, hopefully.
1 game ahead of Pittsburgh, 3 back in Milwaukee, and 4 out in the Central Division behind Chicago. It's been all San Diego in games 1 and 2. They're looking for a sweep. Michaelis will try to spoil it when we come back. 12-2. St. Louis Cardinals and the San Diego Padres coming up in game number 3 here from Petco Park. 79 degrees and a beautiful day for baseball. Scott Moorman with us. Jim Edmonds, Dan McLaughlin as well, as Lucchesi and Michaelis will square off, and Tommy Edman again is at the top of the Cardinal lineup. And Tommy Edman, born in San Diego, graduated from La Jolla Country Day School, National Merit Scholar, and he's at the top, followed by Jose Martinez, and then Paul DeYoung, Paul Goldschmidt, Tyler O'Neill, Jairo Munoz at third base, Harrison Bader in center, Matt Wieters behind the plate, Michaelis on the mound. And the Cardinal lineup is presented by GMC. Joey Lucchesi, the starting pitcher for the San Diego Padres, 26-year-old from Newark, California, and a 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Southeast Missouri State, which is in the Ohio Valley Conference, and twice he was that conference's pitcher of the year. So the lefty will get the start today. And a look at his Hyundai pitch arsenal, where that changeup, 37% of the time, Jimmy, can be a very effective pitch for him.
Yeah, his four-seam fastball, a lot of inside pitches to the right-handers, trying to work a little bit more to the other side of the plate, and he's got kind of a slurve. He calls it they were saying he calls like this curveball like a slurve.
Churve.
A churve, yes. And it's a really slow breaking ball, and that's his pitch of choice to get outs with. So it'll be interesting to see that because, you know, it's written down on all the notes and stuff as a changeup, but it's more of a soft breaking ball.
So Lucchesi facing at the top of the lineup, Tommy Edman, the switch hitter, and showing his versatility in this series. He's at second base today. This is with Eric Hosmer in game 1 as a third baseman and a shift. A line drive that was caught in that game. And then last night, to start the ball game, one of the lone bright spots for St. Louis, and that home run by Tommy Edman is 2nd of the year.
I'll tell you what, the kid's going to mess around and not come out of the lineup.
Why not?
Going to be stuck as a big leaguer for the rest of your life.
He'd be happy to hear that.
I think that's the plan when you come up here.
Well, you get a shot, you make the most of it, and Tommy Edman trying to do that right now, the switch hitter. He played everywhere down in the minor leagues. Shortstop, third base, second base, a little outfield as well. And the first pitch taken for a strike, and we are underway.
I think it's an understatement when you said it's a beautiful day for a ball game here, huh?
It's San Diego. Awesome, 79 degrees. And the 0-1 pitch now to Tommy Edman. Fought off and fouled back. Lucchesi, the first pitcher of the 2016 draft class to make his major league debut. And the first ever start against the St. Louis Cardinals. Gets a lot of ground balls, most on their staff, nearly 50%. And that is pulled foul. Oh, nice play made by the.
Might have saved that little youngster down there. Did you see that?
Yes. Is that a ball girl or ball boy? I can't tell. But that guy, he doesn't care. He's happy.
Yep. Not only did he get a ball, it saved his face.
I need glasses, Jimmy, and I'm wearing glasses, but that's to help me read notes or what I put down on a score sheet, and I can't see down there.
Oh, it's a long way.
And that's pulled.
Hey.
Foul, and he's 2 for 2. Or
she is 2 for 2.
Nice job.
Way to go, Tommy.
Thumbs up, fist bump, and 2 fine plays.
So do you give the ball to the same kid?
No, you got to switch it up, don't you? She looked like she was going to, too, out of habit, handed to the fan, and then said, wait a minute.
I'll tell you what, the play before she made right in front of the little man's face saved him.
And the 0-2 and a strikeout of Tommy Edman, and that's how we start this afternoon in game number 3.
Got a little bit of a different type of delivery. Little Clayton Kershaw at the beginning, and it's a lot of movement.
Don't see that as often anymore as they try to, pitching coaches
really
even
try to refine that. Yeah.
College, amateur ranks, they just try to make it real simple.
Less movement. Sorry, the less movement, the better. Is really less things that can go wrong. We talk a lot about guys getting out of whack, and usually because of the mechanics.
Off of Luke Casey, Jose Martinez with a base hit. And Luke Casey saying that he's fine, and ball was scorched by Jose. I believe that got him on the plant leg, which would be the right leg. And now Andy Green and the medical team out to check on him. Martinez, a 1-out base hit.
I don't know if I've ever seen a pitcher drop the ball in his glove to be checked out. Got him right in the instep. The arch? Would that be the arch?
Ouch. That hurts. I think the key will be, I bet he gets through this inning, but when he gets in the dugout and sits, it starts to swell up.
Starting to tighten up.
It was 108 miles an hour, the exit velocity. I'm going to make sure he's all right. So as Lucchesi is getting loose here and making sure he's all right, he became the first SEMO baseball alum to start a major league game. And it's a great story. The coach for SEMO in 2014 was Steve Beezer, who is now the head coach at Mizzou at Southeast Missouri. 2014, Beezer got a catcher named Scott Mitchell, and he transferred from Chabot College in the Bay Area of California, and this lefty had to walk on that team. Now Mitchell was Lucchesi's catcher. Beezer knew about Joey, and when Mitchell came in, Beezer told him to recruit Lucchesi to come to SEMO. Went to work, eventually got him there to Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and he set the single season strikeout record for the Red Hawks his senior year. Struck out 149. And in his career with the school, 242 in 199 innings. ERA was just above 2 his final year there. And that's it out of play. He also, sidebar to that, helped SEMO get into the NCAA tournament, and they had to face off against a powerhouse in Mississippi State, which was led by, you guessed it, Dakota Hudson. And Lucchesi and Hudson squared off, and Lucchesi outlasted him. Bulldogs, though, pulled off the win, and the next day they were eliminated. But Joey was on the national radar, and Coach Beezer was on his way to begin coaching at Mizzou. And there you go. One of the best ever to come out of Southeast Missouri State. Andy Sawyers is now the head coach there. Here's Paul DeYoung.
And I believe that is Chabot Junior College up
Correct.
there. We had a couple of guys that come through the minor league system when I was playing from up there. I think that's a pretty good baseball school for the kind of the Northwest.
2 balls and a strike on Paul DeYoung. Cardinals shortstop. You just might be an all-star with Ozuna out. We'll have to wait and see today. And he lines it into center field. Playing very deep though is Margot, and Martinez has to hustle back to first base, and there's 2 away. I think he may have thought there were 2 outs. Naylor, Margot, and Reyes in the outfield. Around the horn, presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Machado, Tatis, Garcia, Hosmer on the infield. Austin Hedges behind the plate.
See if we can't get Paul hot today. This guy's over the top fastball, something he can really try to drive. Got that breaking ball, which you should be able to see jump out of his hand like that. So see if we can get some better at bats out of him today. I know he was still a little upset that he can't find it last night after the game. I was talking with him for a few minutes, so be interesting to see what he does here today with this day game.
He is 7 for 13 and 2 home runs against Lucchesi. And back in his Arizona days, big numbers. I see that swing there, and I'm not seeing that much of a difference of some of the swings I'm seeing here.
Well, that's the thing. I've been looking through his at-bats from last year when he was hot, and watching him this year when he's struggling, and I'm really not seeing a whole lot other than just a tiny bit of balance. And you know, we talk about it all the time. Even if you're just landing on the outside of your front foot, your hips can fall backwards. If you're on your heels, you spin a little bit, and it's just that much or that small of a difference can change everything when you're hitting.
2-2. He's a good guy. We've gotten to know him, and I'm sure he
love him.
Has put a lot of pressure on himself to come to a new team and a big deal, but you hate to put it all on one guy or 2. But the Cardinals have to get him going. I mean, there's just no other way you look at it. I mean, Jimmy, he's the guy, and when you brought him in and you gave up Weaver and Kelly and signed him long term, you thought, okay, here's the guy for the next half decade plus that anchors the lineup.
He will be there. It's just how quickly can he get back on track.
And the 3-2 pitch, Martinez is running, and a strikeout of Paul Goldschmidt. So 2 strikeouts in the inning. Miles Michaelis on the mound for St. Louis, originally drafted by the Padres. Bottom of the first coming up. And start number 7 today, a record of 5-8. So the Cardinals trying to snap their season-long 5-game losing skid with Michaelis on the mound, and a look at his Hyundai pitch arsenal.
You see it right there. Fastball, curveball, slider, change. Struggled a little bit this year so far throwing strikes. What was so good about him last year was getting ahead. Not doing it as well this year. Breaking ball hasn't been as good. And then when you get behind in this league, fastball is what everyone's looking for to hit.
So the lineup for Andy Green, presented by GMC, loaded at the top with Tatis, Hosmer, Machado, then Reyes, Naylor, Garcia, Margot, Hedges, Lucchesi. Fernando Tatis Jr. He's never homered in 3 straight, trying to do that today. He's up to 11, batting .335 and 28 runs batted in. And the Cardinals are seeing him at a hot time this year. .382 this month. .368 against St. Louis. And spraying the ball too. That's a good example right there.
Yeah, he's hit the ball all over the field. Good power. People are going to have to start paying attention to how other teams are getting him out and try to exploit that, because from what we've been seeing, there's not a lot of holes yet.
So Michael is facing the team that originally drafted him, pitched parts of 2 seasons with San Diego in 2012 and 13. Made his debut in 2012, May of that year. 7th round in 2009. Then traded to the Pirates with infielder Jeff Decker for an outfielder. Fly ball into shallow right. There's Jose Martinez for the first out.
Well, Danny, I've been trying this for the last couple days and it's not been working. So I'm going to hand this over to you and give you Danny Mac's key to the game, Toyota's key to the game today.
All right, flip the splits. And what I mean by that, we're just trying anything at this point to get it going. But, you know, Michaelis, here's a guy that this year on the road, 1-4 in his 7 starts with an ERA near 8. Lucchesi, when he's at home, he's been very good. 9 starts, ERA under 3. Away from Petco, his ERA is over 6. So Michaelis away from Busch near 8. At home, just over 2. So flip the splits.
I like it.
And a base hit inside out. Hosmer hits it inside the third base line, and Tyler O'Neill cuts it off before it gets to the corner. And a 1-out double. I'm not saying that a third baseman makes this play, but I am curious as to why the Cardinals are shifting so much on Hosmer. That's now his 2nd hit against the shift. And I bring that up because he now has 38 hits to the opposite field, and that's 2nd in the majors.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the shift. I know that ball's hit down the line and probably a tough play anyways for any third baseman. But yeah, you're seeing a lot of guys getting beat with a fastball and putting the ball in play and just really just beating the shift.
Now Manny Machado, big night in game 2. And Machado hits a fly ball out to deep left, and he's done it again. 2-0 San Diego, his 20th of the year. Manny Machado.
Danny, this guy's a legit fastball hitter. And you got a fastball right there up and middle in, and he hammers it.
Miles Michaelis gave up a total of 16 home runs last year. He faced 808 batters. This year he's faced 374, and that's his 15th home run he's allowed. Out to center, and there's Bader off the bat of Franmil Reyes. So home runs clearly an issue this year for Michaelis.
And I think some of that has to do with not getting ahead as much. And then you saw that first pitch. Guys are know that he's trying to get ahead. And then when you don't get ahead, you're coming back with the fastball. And, you know, 2nd time around, a lot of players have seen him now and know what he's trying to do, and they're trying to be aggressive.
It brings in Josh Naylor. 18% of the fly balls that he gives up are home runs this year. Last year was 9%. 18 is a high number. I also think it's the breaking ball too, and you know, when he gets the breaking ball down, you see off balance, you see guys get the ground ball, but to me his breaking ball hasn't been sharp, especially early in games. Inside corner, and a strikeout of Josh Naylor. 2-run homer hit by Manny Machado. He now has 20. Drove in 5 last night. He's got 2 today. So take us with you, maybe. Presented by T-Mobile. Download it for your favorite device. Tyler O'Neill, Jairo Munoz, who's at third base today, and then Harrison Bader against Lucchesi. Big rip by O'Neill and fouled back. A couple of strikeouts last night in his return to the big leagues with Marcell Ozuna headed back to St. Louis to get his hand looked at again. And the 0-1 pitch by Lucchesi. 0-2. First innings, opponents hit 212. They hit 255 in the second inning, and once he gets through that, he really settles in. Gets better and better as the game goes along. Lucchesi gained fame for the pitch he calls, as Jimmy talked about it, a churve, C-H-U-R-V-E. Deep in his palm, like a circle changeup. Most of his college career, that's all it was, a basic changeup. And that's it right there. But then early in his pro career, began tinkering with the wrist action as he threw it, and he would snap it off like a breaking ball, and it became his put-away weapon. And the average dip on that is almost 10 inches. Second most movement of any pitcher's changeup this year. Not bad at all. Third strikeout of the 5 that he's seen, and here's Munoz.
Just don't know if I can call that a changeup.
Yeah, it's got the breaking ball action.
Yeah, it's definitely a curveball.
Munoz hitting .304 for St. Louis. Matt Carpenter was to be in the lineup today, even against a lefty, but came up with a stomach bug and a late scratch, so Munoz is in there. Edman at second base. And the 2-0 pitch. He actually sells T-shirts that have "Stay Churvy, San Diego."
You're making that up.
I'm being serious. I mean, he's got a little Ron Burgundy in him, I guess. Yeah. And the check swing did go. So a walk-on at a junior college, transferring to Southeast Missouri State. He was a redshirt his freshman year, didn't make the varsity team in high school until his junior year, and here he is pitching in the big leagues. Perseverance.
Another one of those stories we've been talking about all week.
That's up the middle, and a base hit for Jairo Munoz. Comes on a 2-2 pitch. St. Louis Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. By Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. 1-out single for Munoz, and it brings in Harrison Bader. Strike one. Bader batting .208, the 6 home runs, and he's driven in 19. And a check on Munoz, who has a couple of steals this year. Season high 19-inning scoreless streak snapped on Friday. And the Cardinals have only 3 runs offensively in their last 33 innings of play.
I'm going to keep an eye on his move. He looks like he's going to have a good move. He's a little deceptive. So I've noticed even out of the windup, when he starts to come towards the plate, he has that little head turn like he's kind of looking towards first before he delivers the ball to home plate. And he has that out of the stretch. It's almost like the last second he's looking at the runner. Be something to watch today. Guys at first base are going to have a tough time getting a jump.
Room on that right side of the infield, playing to pull on the infield. He's close to that lead leg being that 45 degrees between the plate and first base.
And here's the thing too, you could probably see his move right there. That's fine. It's the problem is when he goes to the plate, it's quicker and it's a little tougher to read, and so it makes it harder to run.
You can see the first base umpire, Pat Hoiberg, is trying to get the best vantage point. He's watching him extremely close. He's keeping an eye on it. Yeah, I mean, he is very close to balking. That pitch taken high.
Well, that's the thing for a pitcher, a left-handed pitcher, his front leg cannot cross over his back leg and have him still go over to first base.
Sure.
You either have to cross over and go to the plate, or you have to step straight ahead and go to first. You can't do both.
And that is pulled. Backhanded at third. Machado, and a stretch and out. Garcia. Nice pick at second base on an awfully tough throw there by Manny Machado. And what a play by Machado, who has had some dazzling plays with the Orioles and now the Padres down at third. That throwing style, he's able to whip it, and it's not even sidearm. It's almost, below the waist. What a play there by Machado.
These infielders work on this stuff every day too. He's got so much athletic ability. He's not afraid to make this play.
And like I said, the nice play on the other end by Greg Garcia.
No kidding.
Here's Matt Wieters, 0 for 17 from this side of the plate, the switch hitter. All his hits from the left side of the plate. Love to change that right here. Cardinals trailing 2-0 thanks to Machado's 2-run homer. $113 players taken in the 16 draft, and 55 were pitchers. Lucchesi, the fastest of any of them to make his major league debut. And it's back to the Padres starter. He'll step and throw and flips it over to Hosmer for the out. Cardinals strand a runner. They're second in this game. Midway through 2-0 Friars. Look at Jairo Munoz at base. No Matt Carpenter. He's dealing with a little stomach virus. And let's check in with Scott Warman.
All right, Dan, thanks so much. Yeah, you just alluded to the fact that Matt Carpenter late scratch because of that stomach bug. Mike Schilt telling us before yesterday's game that he was going to be in the lineup. And Mike Schilt, before today's game, besides telling us that he was out because of the stomach bug, succinctly said, Denny, that listen, Matt Carpenter is not going to sit on the bench. Matt Carpenter is a guy that we need to get out there, and he's going to perform for us. And Danny went on to say he will perform for the Cardinals.
Well, he's trying to back his players, Jimmy, as much as he can, and that's his job, to try to get them going. And it's been Carpenter, it's been Goldschmidt, some others that have not played to the level that we've seen in years past. So you get to this point in the season, though, and not saying you're running out of time. You're only 4 games out, but you got to pick it up. You got to play better. Greg Garcia to the right side. Nice play by Edman, ranging to his left for the out. I like watching Tommy Edman.
Does a nice job. Gets a good jump. Makes the play. Turns around, makes it nice and easy. Doesn't try to do too much.
Mentioned that Michaelis was taken by the Padres in 2009. #1 overall pick that year was Steven Strasburg. And to think that Mike Trout had to wait 25 picks. Cardinals had a very good draft. They had Shelby Miller and Robert Stock, who's in the bullpen for the Padres. There's Edman in the shift out to shallow center. Joe Kelly now with the Dodgers. Ryan Jackson made it up to the big leagues. Matt Carpenter. Matt Adams was a 23rd round pick. Trevor Rosenthal also in that draft. 21st round pick as Margot hits that soft liner. Kia, give it everything. Numbers with San Diego, and what he's done with St. Louis, Miles Michaelis. Here's Austin Hedges. Had to come into yesterday's game after Francisco Mejia was hit on the arm from a Dakota Hudson pitch, so started on the bench and then finished the night behind the plate. Mejia on the bench today.
Hit on the elbow. Bet you that's a little tender today.
And a strike on the inside corner, 2-1. Pitcher Luke Casey on deck. And a base hit for Austin Hedges into center. Round the horn presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. O'Neill, Bader, Martinez in the outfield. Munoz, DeYoung, Edman, Goldschmidt along the infield. Matt Wieters is behind the plate. Matt Wieters earlier this year going over 10 years of Major League service, and it's a milestone that every big leaguer wants to hit.
It is a nice milestone. Congratulations to him.
Luke Casey looks at a strike. He's batting .042. One for 24. And he did go, 0-2. Michaelis has struck out one. That was Naylor to end the bottom of the first. And a strikeout on a fastball at 94. Padres strand a runner, their first of the day. And what a day it is here in San Diego. St. Louis Cardinals baseball with you with MLB at bat. Follow the action, game tracking, video highlights, up to the minute stats, all at MLB at bat. Mr. Padre, Tony Gwynn, his statue outside the ballpark, and our connection to the game presented by T-Mobile. Yankees sweep their series in London. Cardinals and Cubs up next in 2020. Christian Yelich says he will participate in the home run derby. He's got 29 to lead Major League Baseball. And speaking of home runs, there's just a ridiculous amount being hit right now, and they're going to set the all-time record this year. And some of the news and notes around Major League Baseball. Previous record 3,343. And that was before the break, and this year already 3,390. Pete Alonso also has said that he'll participate in the home run derby. He's second in the majors with 28. And here is Miles Michaelis. Top of the third, 2-0 San Diego, and the first pitch taken for a ball. Joey Lucchesi, the pride of Southeast Missouri State and Cape Girardeau. Just a little drive down Highway 55 as Michaelis singles into center field. So he played for Steve Beazer who's a St. Genevieve native. And Steve played at Jefferson Community College, then at Mineral Area, very good school in terms of baseball. Went to SEMO and did make it to the big leagues. Another story of perseverance, but he's made headlines as a coach. Coached at Vianney High School in St. Louis, 6 years at Vianney, and won the state title in 2004 and 06. Vianney has turned into a powerhouse in baseball and was at one point even earlier. Then it was Southeast Missouri on to Mizzou. Here's Tommy Edman back to the top of the Cardinal lineup. Here's a 0-1. And the 1-1 is popped up and fouled back. Some of the big names that have attended Southeast Missouri State. You ready?
Yes, I am ready.
One, Rush Limbaugh.
Whoa.
Cedric the Entertainer. Willie Ponder, a wide receiver in the NFL. James Conway, a 4-star general. Dick Hantak, NFL referee. Used to see him at the ballpark every once in a while. And how could I forget? And I'm not going to. Kerry Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
Kerry Robinson played at Southeast Missouri.
Right.
Then on to the big leagues. And now still working in the front office for the Cardinals. Catches the outside corner. Edman didn't like it, and it's strikeout number 4. That looked to be way off the plate. Let's take a look.
Yeah, that's not even close, especially with the breaking ball.
You played with Kerry Robinson.
Yep.
Good guy, great guy.
Good athlete, could run, throw,
and skate.
And skate.
Heck of a hockey player. And the mastermind, if you will, behind bringing back the uniforms that we watched last night. Yeah, he's scouting for the Cardinals. And so he's all over the United States. And he said, everywhere I go, I still would see the baby blue uniforms, if you will. And this is prior to them being reintroduced to the fan base. So he went to Bill DeWitt and said, I think this is something we ought to do. And so Bill had a bunch of different prototypes brought in with the Cardinal logo and kind of the Saturday look too, with the piping on the uniform. And that's what came back for Saturday road games this year, thanks to Kerry and Bill. That's it out of play by Martinez, who first time up singled. Hard hit ball, 108 miles per hour off of Lucchesi in his front foot leg. Obviously the lefty stayed in the game.
You're full of fun facts.
Well, I just try to.
That was a good one too.
Let you know, Here's a 1-2 pitch to Jose Martinez. .341 against left-handed pitching. You notice how much Hedges tries to bring the ball back up in the zone? I mean,
a lot of framing.
So it did some research on that with him, because I noticed it in game 1. He does that more than any other catcher. Bring it back in the zone. So Hedges, he's converted 55% of non-swing pitches into called strikes, and that leads all catchers in the major leagues. That's a lot. Chop towards short. Tatis a flip, the turn, and a double play. 6-4-3 off the bat of Martinez. Ballpark. Get your Cardinals.com/Christian Day, and the featured speaker will be Paul Goldschmidt. It's Tatis, Hosmer, Machado, top of the lineup here in the bottom of the third. Two 2-0 on a Manny Machado home run back in that first inning. Well, Miles Mikolas, as a member of the Padres, was in their bullpen at one point, and if a home run was hit, the Padres, their bullpen would not move. So much so that, watch this, that's Mikolas, doesn't move, right into his pocket. And I believe that's Tommy Lane there on the left, trying to make the club out of Spring, the St. Charles native.
That's unbelievable.
You could do that 5 million times and try to get it in that pocket, and it wouldn't happen. Big curveball taken for ball one. Tatis flied to right his first time up. He's got a .947 slugging percentage, best by a Padre ever against the Cardinals, rookie or otherwise. And it is 2-1. Be interesting as his career develops. Does he stay in the top spot, or do they move him 3 or 4? I mean, think about if you had a prototypical leadoff man, not to say that he isn't with his speed, with 12 stolen bases, and I mentioned that he gets down the line for a right-handed batter just above 4 seconds, one of the fastest in all of baseball. That's Mike Trout territory and some others, but this guy, he's only going to get bigger in that body. 6'4".
Yep. Well, that's the thing too, is as a leadoff hitter, you're asking the guy to get on base and run a little bit. And how much in the future, when he gains a little bit of weight, do you want your shortstop every day running and stealing and sliding? I mean, it's great to have a guy out there stealing bases and doing all that, but as you get older, it's tougher, and then the wear and tear on your body to be a shortstop is tremendous. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't stop or slow down stealing bases and just try to stay healthy.
Strikeout number 3 for Miles Mikolas, and it brings in Hosmer. That base hit that he had in the first inning, he's now hit in all the games against the Cardinals this year and driven in 6, so that's 6 of them. He's driven in 26 here in the month of June, and 5th most in this month in all of baseball.
Got the shift back on.
I would think the residual effect of having Machado and Tatis has been such a positive for Hosmer, because it's taken the pressure off of him.
Well, and you definitely have to now bear down all 3 guys at the top of the lineup, and you get Tatis on, and then you have to be careful with Hosmer, and then you can't pitch around him anymore because you have Machado behind him.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. So I mentioned the hits that do go to left. When you see that graphic there, if we show it in a telecast, those are the ground balls and the percentage. And he lines it to left field. Now, granted, we didn't see him a lot with Kansas City, but I always felt he was a guy that hit the ball well the other way. And that's why I just do wonder about the shift.
Well, he just hit a line drive right where the shortstop probably would be playing. And That's the chances you take when you start moving guys around. It's funny because a lot of guys will pull the ball on the ground and hit the ball the other way in the air. I guess you would say that's kind of more in the air if it's a line drive.
And it brings in Manny Machado. His last 15 games, including today, he's driven in 23. Kubota power stats, and again, that includes today. Doing damage here against the Cardinals. Only 3 Padres have ever had double-digit home runs in June. Will Myers did it in 2016. Greg Vaughn did it. He did that in 1998.
That's hard to believe.
And back in the first inning, a 2-run homer. And for Machado, his 20th of the year. I ran into Greg Vaughn at the team hotel yesterday as they were celebrating the 50th anniversary of their club. And he was introduced in front of the big crowd, over 40,000 here last night. I said, Greg, you got a moment? Couldn't have been nicer, as Michaelis will get the out. And he said, what do you got for me? And I said, well, I had a conversation with Marty Brenneman, and I felt I should pass this along to you. I did an interview with Marty, and I said, who's the most intriguing or best player you've been around? You've been around the Big Red Machine and Ken Griffey Jr. and some of the others. And he said, Greg Vaughn is the greatest leader I have ever been around in sports.
Wow.
And he said to me, you're the one that did that interview? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, first of all, thanks for doing it. And he said, it got back to me last year. I said, well, that's when I did it. And he said, that is the nicest and greatest compliment I've ever had anybody say about me. And it was from the interview I did with Marty Brenneman that got back to Greg, saying he's the best leader he had ever been around in sports.
It's unbelievable.
And he only spent 1 year with the Reds. He had a huge year. And in '98, when he had all those home runs in June, he had 50 for the Padres. And for his career, he had 355. But then we just started talking, and very pleasant conversation, and nice to see him back here at the ballpark. Two balls and no strikes on Franmil Reyes. Reyes now with 24 home runs. Went back-to-back last night with Machado, and the 6th time they've done that in club history, to have back-to-back home runs in consecutive games. Good pitch. 2-1.
Tell you what, they've done an impressive job of swinging the bats here in this 2.5 game series. I mean, you throw a fastball over the plate, they're hacking at it.
Reyes very close with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the Blue Jays. They grew up in the same town in the Dominican. Idolized Vlad Sr., the Hall of Famer. And that's tapped foul. So 24 home runs, Jimmy, but yet only 41 runs batted in.
Well, the guy in front of him is taking all the RBIs away.
Good point.
It's like hitting behind Albert. Every time I would come up, it would be him on first and everyone else was gone.
Clean him up, huh?
Yep.
So 2 outs, runner at second, and a full count on Franmil Reyes. Reaching for it, out to right center. Bader diving, and he made the catch, and what a play. Takes a hit away and saves a run. Tremendous play by Bader in right center field, robbing Franmil Reyes. And that's how the third inning comes to a close. Moments ago, Jimmy, by Bader.
He does a good job right here. He gets a pretty good jump. He's got to make this play. Comes in and makes a nice diving catch, and another defensive run saved.
He's got 6 of those now, and 6 defensive runs saved, and had 19 in part-time duty a year ago. Here's Paul DeYoung. DeYoung, line one to deep center, first time up. 0 for 1. He was telling me in Miami that all he could think about was trying to get to Cleveland, which is where this year's All-Star game will be held at. Really wanted to be an All-Star. He said, you know, you back of your mind, you think about personal goals and numbers, but what really, you know, he said, I just mean a lot to be an All-Star. And he might be with Ozuna out now. Cardinals with no selections, but they will be represented by one player there. And a strikeout of DeYoung. Lucchesi now with 5 in this ball game. And now a quick word from Great Southern Bank.
Ooh, break time. I'll check my balance.
Laundry.
That was white.
Here's Goldschmidt, struck out on a 3-2 pitch back in the first inning. And gets a fastball taken for a ball inside. Two and 0. It's the first 5-game losing streak since June of 2017. Cardinals had lost 7 in a row. First time the team has lost 5 straight under manager Mike Schilt. Last time they were swept in San Diego was 2012, and trying to avoid that today. And Goldschmidt hits it high in the air, out to deep right center, but not enough. Catch made by Margot.
Just hit that ball off the end of the bat just a little bit.
Enjoy Adam Wainwright and his teammates an evening of family fun, fundraising at Topgolf in Chesterfield. That'll be July 14th. Guests will play golf, take photos with Cardinals players. Get your tickets now, bigleagueimpact.org. Wainwright scheduled for Wednesday in Seattle in Game 2 of that series, and here's Tyler O'Neill. I'm sure Tyler will have a lot of family and friends coming down from the great Northwest in Canada to Seattle. Watch him play. And O'Neill whacks one into right field, and it's a catch. Reyes with a sliding catch in right field to take a hit away. So we saw the diving catch by Bader to save a run, and this catch sends us to the bottom of the 4th by Reyes. Check out our Lou Fuse in Cardinals history. That's Danny Herron. See more from the good folks at Lou Fuse at Fuse.com. He made his Major League debut this date in 2003. He's a second-round pick in 2001, and he made 19 starts with the Cardinals. Then traded to Oakland, you may recall, for lefty Mark Mulder. And Herron then just exploded after that. He went on to win 153 games, 3-time All-Star. Mark Mulder, between 05 and 8, made 53 starts for St. Louis, 22 and 18. Injury riddled after that first year. Many believe he may have been damaged goods when he got to St. Louis. Who knows? Rest is history.
I'll tell you what, he was some kind of pitcher in Oakland.
Yep. Hudson, Mulder, Zito. Big three. A strike to Josh Naylor. Naylor with a fly ball into shallow left. And O'Neill with the catch. Naylor 0 for 2. Brings in Greg Garcia. Six seasons in a Cardinals uniform, starting in 2014 for Greg. 7th round pick in 2010. Cardinals have had the string of those bench guys like Garcia. Skip Schumacher, Greg Garcia.
Aaron Miles.
So important for the course of a long season to have these types of players.
I mean, I think it's as important as anything, to be honest with you. But you know what? At some point in the season, they're going to be playing a lot.
It's back-to-back starts in this series for Greg from this area. Miles steps off the mound, flips it to first for the out. 2 away, and Manuel Margot will be the batter. Cardinal fans making the trip out here West Coast in San Diego. Not a bad place to take a little vacation. Not sure you want to leave.
No kidding, especially after today, huh?
Awesome. 79 degrees and not a cloud in the sky. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Margot. Seen that a couple of times in this ball game, that right-hander and a ball just that late tailing action and exploding in on the hands.
Yeah, it's not sinking much, it's just running in hard.
Good pitch.
And that's what that does for you right there, because as a hitter, you can't catch up to that ball that runs inside like that, so you speed up a little bit. And then if you execute this pitch, the hitter's really got no chance.
And the 1-2 pitch going back inside.
That's the best way to handle that pitch right there, is to be able to take it. Most of the time, it's not a strike.
It's softly left side, gloved by Munoz, and he makes the play. And a 1-2-3. 5 in a row set down by Michaelis. The Midway World War II aircraft carrier. So much history here in San Diego. Budweiser, what's on? We head to Seattle. T-Mobile Park. Tuesday and Wednesday will come your way at 8:30. Thursday a day game at 2:30, and then we're off to San Francisco. Here's Jairo Munoz. And we had the shot of the Midway going to break. Over 30 military bases in California, and nearly 200,000 active service members of our military in California. Many of them around the city of San Diego and surrounding area. Camp Pendleton, Marine Base,
just right up the road.
Yep. 20,000 on-base population of military personnel in this town alone. That's on base, and nearly 115,000 active duty personnel in the surrounding area.
Now we just need to get some Cardinals on base.
That would help.
A little winter ball action right there. A lot of noise and yelling and Some bongos.
And the 1-2 pitch to Jairo Munoz.
Shake up those bats, Jose.
Cafecito. Think he's had a little coffee today?
He is one crazy bird. So much fun to be around.
The 2-2 pitch to the Cardinal third baseman.
Good take right there. You haven't had the pleasure of going to winter ball, have you?
I have not.
Oh my gosh. Take that times 5,000, and that's every inning of every game in winter ball.
And it's a leadoff walk for Jairo Munoz.
One might call him insane.
Well, if it worked for Munoz, you got to keep doing it, right?
Oh my God. That is 100% all him too. He is not fooling around.
Here's Harrison Bader. And now Waino's gotten into it too.
Here we go.
And a strike to Bader. Made that diving catch. Most defensive runs saved, and he got another one. Since the beginning of 2018, Bader is 25, and then it's Mookie Betts with 27, Lorenzo Cain with 29, and Munoz is back to the bag at first base. I mean, Cain and Betts are playing every single night, and Harrison has been in and out of the lineup into the minor leagues last year. And here it is. Great play by Bader. That saved a run from scoring, that diving catch back in the third. Here, Jerry Coleman now. Oh, doctor. Longtime radio voice of the Padres, as that is popped up left side. I'm sure you had the pleasure of shaking his hand a time or two. He was awesome. Lead announcer for the Padres. Started in 1972, and a Cardinal fan there with that souvenir. And he was behind the mic for all but one of those seasons, and that was 1980. They brought him from the booth down to manage for 1 year. And his military service was incredible. As Bader goes down to get it, hits a fly ball. Now Munoz will tag up from first base. He'll stop. Jerry served in World War II and the Korean War. Wonderful man, and missed. Bader 0 for 2, and it brings in Matt Wieters.
There he is.
Played on some great teams in Major League Baseball, but he would always tell you he's most proud of that. His military service. Here's Wieters, who bounced back to the pitcher first time up.
Luke Casey's making it look a little simple, isn't he? Just moving the fastball around, throwing an occasional breaking ball in there, getting the ball inside when he needs to.
Runner goes. That's Munoz. Throw to second, and a stolen base. His third of the year. Cardinals lead the National League in that category.
Great jump. Got something there. First move. Nice job.
It's the inside fastball and his changeup that has really been effective this year for this left-hander. Inside fastball, Opponent's hitting 143, and he throws that changeup at any point in the count. Stays away there, and it's a count of 2 balls and 1 strike on Matt Wieters. And Wieters hits it in the air to shallow center field. Manuel Margot with the catch, and there's 2 away, and the batter will be Miles Michaelis. Tuesday, July 16th, 50th anniversary of the launch of Apollo 11. And the purchase of a special themed ticket, fans will head to the moon. Now you'll get a Cardinals bobblehead. Just seeing if you're paying attention. It's a bobblehead commemorating the first moonwalk, and tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
First moonwalk, huh?
Yep. Here's Michaelis, single to center field, back in the 3rd. And strike 1.
That's what he's doing. He's throwing the ball inside, getting you to look for it, and throwing the breaking ball around the plate on the outside.
And the 0-1 pitch to Michaelis. Pulls it foul. 0-2. During this 5-game losing skid, the Cardinals 10 runs, averaging 2 a game, and they've only hit 2 home runs. Conversely, the Padres have won 4 straight and hit 16 home runs in those 4 games, including another one today by Machado. Well, today is the last chance to avoid what could be one of the worst offensive months in the history of the Cardinals. Statistically, can make that case. And a strikeout of Michaelis, strikeout number 6. Cardinals strand their 3rd runner of the day. Midway through 5, and it's 2-0. See him today, though. Ponce de Leon, and last night came in relief of Dakota Hudson, and he went 5 1/3, faced 23 batters and struck out 9. Gave up 5 hits and 4 earned. And our good friend Al Hrabosky in 1974, he struck out 9 in a relief appearance. And it was Dizzy Dean in 1934 in a relief appearance. It struck out 10.
And for that, you, my friend, get a day off.
Yes, sir.
Or 2.
I was going to say, or maybe even 2.
Or 3.
Yep.
Through about 96, 98 pitches.
From his perspective, he's saying, look, I'm busting it. I'm trying to make an impression. I want to get back in that rotation somehow. And that could happen. It'll be Austin Hedges, then Lucchesi and Tatis. So he's talking about the Cardinal offense, or lack of it. And there's a good pitch by Michaelis. The team coming into this ball game here in the month of June, 223 the average. And the worst June going all the way back since 1913. The average, the 1978 club, was 218. So, I mean, you're not that far away after today, the way that things are going. The on-base percentage equals that 78 team. 285 is the on-base percentage. There's Bader again racing in to make the catch. So, there's just been something not right going on with this team, and we talked about it earlier. Starting pitching rolls, bullpen doesn't, or vice versa. But right now, the Cardinals pitching outside of last night, that start, has kept them in games. And if they had any kind of offense, you're talking about this team being in first place or right around there. It just has not clicked at all here recently.
Yeah, the pitching has been pretty darn good and really have saved a lot of games for the Cardinals, and the offense has just really struggled, and it's kind of weird to see everyone at once kind of just not really doing damage on the offensive side.
Mike Schilt was asked about it after the game in his post-game comments, and I'm paraphrasing here, but you know, he said, look, we've removed our leadoff man. We've tried flip-flopping 2 and 3. We've had some of the younger guys come up. You know, it's not from a lack of different things that we're trying, but we're just not getting what we thought, and I'm sure the players would say the same thing, what they would expect on a night in, night out basis. And it continues here today. The Cardinals have a total of 3 hits through 5 innings. They have not had a man reach third base in this ball game. They had Munoz get to second with a steal. There's a strikeout, number 4 today. So I mean, you look at Michaelis, he made a mistake to Machado. It's only 2-0. You're in this game, but you've got to have something.
Yep. I mean, it's tough for the pitchers to keep teams within scoring distance, because you're asking guys to go out there and only give up 1 or 2 runs a night. It's tough to do night in and night out.
Just over DeYoung and into left, a bullet off the bat of Fernando Tatis. He's 1 for 3. Well, it'll be interesting when you go back in this game, and let's just say, for argument's sake, you play 9 innings, Jimmy. This is a huge at bat right now. You don't want Machado, as hot as he is, coming up with 2 runners on. This is what keeps you in the game.
Yep. Yeah, this is where you got to look past the guy in the box and realize the situation and pretty much try to bear down right here, which is tough to do. As you see, obviously, Hosmer, not only is he hitting .302 this year, he's 2 for 2 today.
Doubled inside the third base line and scored on the homer, and then also a line drive to left. Tatis a threat to steal, and no Molina behind the plate today. Miles knows that. Checks on Tatis, who's got 12 stolen bases this season. Fernando Senior was telling me when he was in town for his bobblehead, he said, you know, I've got another son that's pretty good. That's Elijah, who is in the White Sox organization. He was signed this past April, and Senior was telling me he's better than the guy at first base.
That was earlier this year. I'm not sure he might be able to say that anymore.
This last month may take it away.
All right. I'm going to have to give the crown back to Junior.
And the 0-1 is now 0-2 as Wieters throws down to try to get Tatis. Nothing at 2 the count on Eric Hosmer. They loaded up the lefties in their lineup. Hosmer, Naylor, Garcia. And again, they throw down to first base. Tatis back in. One of 4 players 21 years of age younger in Major League Baseball.
But the slide right here, it's the same slide he had last night.
Andy Green is saying, please don't get hurt.
Exactly what I was telling you earlier about him running. Would you rather have him hitting doubles and home runs and playing defense, or him stealing 25, 30 bags?
Yep. One and two the count. So they're celebrating the 50th year in team history, and the guy at first base may be the best of all of them before it's all said and done. On a 1-2, Tatis racing to third, and they're going to bring him in. Here's a throw to the plate. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. A soft liner into right, and he scores all the way from first.
You could see it coming the whole way. It's all effort. That's all that is. It's just effort.
On both sides.
Defense is playing super deep. Not
But
really going after the
be
ball.
Scoring on this.
No.
No way. No way. That's a single into right that he scores from first base on. That should never happen. Yeah, it's effort. You're right. Give Tatis credit, but it's got to be effort all the way around on both sides. Hosmer on a 1-2 pitch, a base hit into right to score Tatis. He was not running on the pitch.
Nope.
Goodness. What is going on here?
I just don't understand. If you look at the outfield right now, why are we playing so deep? I mean, if a ball goes up in the air and it goes over their heads, it's a home run. The damage that single causes will create more of an issue than a ball getting over their heads.
And that's grounded sharply to third. Fernando Tatis Jr. scoring from first base on a single to right. Three to nothing, and Miles Michaelis coming off the mound went straight down into the dugout and away from the cameras. And when players do that, they ain't happy.
They're not going to get a drink of water.
Nope. I don't blame them one bit. There's Tommy Edman at the top of the lineup, and he's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Lucchesi has struck out 6. And the 1-1 to Edman. And something made its way onto the playing surface in the track in left center, so a little stoppage in play. 2 balls, 1 strike on Tommy Edman. Ground ball to second baseman Greg Garcia, and Cardinals, I'm sure, are going to take a close look at that. To the naked eye, I thought he may have beaten that out. Well, you appreciate the hustle down the line of Tommy Edman. I don't think you have to question that ever. Just got him.
Wow. That looked a lot closer than that, didn't it?
Yep. Here's Jose Martinez. And the first pitch, a strike. Martinez singled off Luke Casey, literally off of him, first time up, and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the third. The Cardinals with 3 hits, no runs, trailing by 3 here in the top of the 6th. Here's a 1-1 to the Cardinal right fielder. I don't care if a right fielder is playing on top of the wall and a base hit single is in right and Carl Lewis in his prime is at first base.
Carl Lewis is playing short right now.
Shouldn't score. Here's a 1-2. I'm assuming, being an 8-time Gold Glover and being a guy that knows a thing or two about outfield defense, you may happen to agree with me.
I agree with you. And you also got to know who's running. That might put a fire underneath you a little bit, knowing that. I mean, I've seen him score. I said, I wish I could have said it on the air, but when he started running before he touched second base, I said into the truck, he's going to score. I've seen him do that already a few times this year just watching highlights. My son actually even showed me a play on social media where he did that exact same thing. And then he also scored on a short fly ball into the outfield, but the infielder caught. He tagged from third and scored on that too. So if you're not paying attention,
yeah, he's going to take advantage of it.
It's not like it's hidden. I mean, he's doing it on a national stage, and it's on TV everywhere.
All right, Scotty, give me some good news.
I will, Danny. You kind of alluded to it during the broadcast here. And congratulations to Paul DeJong, as it was just officially announced that he is the BJC difference maker. He is headed to his first All-Star game. Again, just announced. Of course, great start to the season in his second full year as the Cards shortstop. And for Paul DeJong, his first Midsummer Classic, as he'll be going to Cleveland during the All-Star break, Danny.
All right. Thank you, Scotty. Plays every day, plays hard. Got off to a fabulous start. Need to see him go on one of those patented runs, those streaky runs that he has, because he'll get a bunch of home runs and RBI in a short stretch where he just, the opposition can't get him out. Ask the Mets. That's one of the deals that you look at that could be favorable for both sides. It's very club friendly. He signed long-term early. Now, if he meets a bunch of the different incentives in the contract, and he'll be paid handsomely, and regardless he is, but it's a club friendly deal.
He's a great ambassador of Cardinals baseball right now.
And a fly ball, shallow center that'll drop, and Martinez to second base. You can see that Margot coming in had the glove up trying to deke him, but Martinez could see it, and that was going to drop.
Yeah, I thought this ball was going to fall a little bit more shallow than that, but just deep enough to where it was hard to tell if it was going to get caught or not.
If there was ever a time for Goldschmidt to get a home run, this is it.
Now.
Hit one to the wall. His second time up, and that was to the 396 sign in center, and he struck out back in the first. So the tying run is at the plate with the guy that you want in terms of what he's done in his career and the power that he's got. One ball and one strike. Pitch count at 83 for Lucchesi. Right-hander throwing in the Padres' pen. And the 1-1 to Paul Goldschmidt. Inside, and it's called a strike. Up and into Goldschmidt. We talked about it last night, where teams are getting him up and in and soft away with that breaking pitch. It's a big pitch in this game. Instead of 2-1, it's now 1-2.
Yeah, I figured that ball was up and in, but it's borderline. Still a ball, but that's borderline. It's tough. That's a tough pitch to hit, too.
And the 1-2 pitch went right back in there and missed. 2-2.
What do you think's coming now? How about the churve?
Three and two.
Did I say that correctly? Churve?
Yes, sir.
I have to say, probably gonna go fastball away here. I wouldn't want to go in and miss.
3-2 pitch. Wow. Lucchesi can't believe it, and the bases are loaded. The Cardinals will take it. You better believe they'll take it.
That is definitely not a strike.
So does Andy Green go with a right-hander here to face Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill called out on strikes back in the second. Hit a line drive to right and a sliding catch by Reyes to end the fourth. That's Perdomo. Luis Perdomo getting loose in the Padre bullpen.
If I'm a pitcher, I want to stay out on this game right here.
That's going to be it. Perdomo to face O'Neill with the bases loaded and only one out when we come back. Cardinals had him, lost him in the Rule 5, signed by St. Louis as a non-drafted free agent back in 2010. Pitched for 5 seasons in the Cardinals minor league system. The Padres had him, and knowing that they were in the midst of a rebuild, they had to keep him here for the entire year. And now he's working out of the bullpen. We saw him in game 1 of this series, and a tight spot here. The bases loaded and only one out. Tyler O'Neill at the plate. Perdomo pitched in the 7th inning Friday night. struck out Edman. Goldschmidt grounded out, and so did Paul DeYoung, and it was a 1-2-3. Big spot in this game. Cardinals need something. Currently riding a career best 11 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball. That streak began on the 9th of June. And during this stretch, opponents hitting 200 against him. Scoreless inning streak, the 7th longest streak currently in baseball. 1-2. Sinker, slider, four-seamer, split finger.
Just a little bit of everything.
May 31st, the last time the Cardinals had a hit with the bases loaded. And O'Neill spoils that pitch. And the 1-2. Trying to get run support now for Michaelis. Only at 72 pitches. Munoz on deck, and the 1-2 pitch to Tyler O'Neill. Pulled foul. O'Neill strikeout. Chased a breaking pitch. 0 for 3 today.
See the slider right here, just away. Doesn't really make the adjustment right there. And we talk about it a lot, Danny. It's usually not the strike 3 pitch that gets you. Took a fastball right down the middle. First pitch of the at bat with guys on base. I think that's the ball you got to go after. That's probably the best pitch you're going to get.
Munoz on base twice. Bases loaded, 2 down. And he looks at a ball. Single to center on a 2-2 pitch in the second inning. Walked, stole his 3rd base of the year in the 5th. Then left stranded in that 5th inning. Sandy Alcantara of the Marlins named an All-Star today. Some of the former Cardinals headed to the Midsummer Classic. Congratulations to him and the Ozuna deal. That pitch, Hedges tried to pull back up. 2-1. Big pitch in this game right here. Munoz hits it up the middle, base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes another, and Jairo Munoz. Thank you. 2-run score, and it's now a 3-2 San Diego lead. Goodness, did the Cardinals need that?
Well, they could use one more of those to tie up this game. This young man's been getting better and better every time he goes out there. Nice job staying with it, just hit the ball at the middle, not trying to do too much.
cuts a lead now to 3-2. Martinez and DeYoung score.
This is why when you're the starting pitcher, you don't want to come out of the game.
You want it on you, don't you?
I would rather have it on me.
Here's Harrison Bader, 0 for 2. Check on Munoz. So a 2-out bases loaded single by Jairo Munoz to get the Cardinals on the board. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Bader. Munoz is running and a throw down to second. He got him on the back of the leg. That's the call by Jerry Davis. And we'll see here as the Cardinals may challenge, and they will challenge in this spot. For an offensively challenged club, this review looms large.
Yeah, they definitely need to pull this one out right here. It's a heck of a tag.
Between the legs of Pop Warner, you could see that the tag was there, but was the hand in there at second base? And on these tight plays, many times the call on the field stays and stands. We'll see. That was not an easy pitch to handle for Hedges either to throw.
No, Hedges did a nice job getting the ball to second base. Great job. From that angle, he looked safe, but from the other angle, it's almost impossible to tell.
Inning over. Munoz caught stealing. Cardinals. Mike Schilt trying to roll the dice. They get burned. Again to Pulte's headed to the All-Star game. A reminder, the 2009 All-Star jersey giveaway, July 12th. It's a Friday night. Cardinals.com/promotions. What do you think? Did you like the decision to run there with the tying run at third base?
You know, originally I did, obviously, if he's safe. But,
sure,
you know, getting thrown out that's tough with the guy standing at third. Here's my thing too, and I firmly believe this even when you're struggling. When you got a guy on third, you are anything away from that guy scoring. I mean, you're talking balk, check swing, bloop, wild pitch, pass ball, error, base hit, and that's the one thing. I know you got to be aggressive, but that's the one thing that I always think about when there's a guy on third.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. And a grounder pulled foul. Franmil Reyes is lined out to center and then was robbed by Bader with a runner at second base to end the inning. Diving catch by Harrison Bader. That time it saved a run, and then the Cardinals saw Tatis score with 2 outs and a routine single to right field in the 5th for their 3rd run. from first base. 3-1 the count. Miles Michaelis is due up third for the Cardinals, and pitch count only at 76, but offensively challenged at this point. The Cardinals, you would think that maybe this would be his final inning of work.
Yeah, he's done such a nice job with the pitch count today too. Figure if this was the other way around and he was on the winning end of this, he'd probably stay in there.
3-2 lifted in the air to left center, and the catch made by Bader. So 3 putouts by Bader off the bat of Reyes, and Josh Naylor will be the batter. Naylor called out on strikes back in the first and also flied out to left. It's an off day tomorrow for the Cardinals. Jack Flaherty goes Tuesday night. Again, will come your way at 8:30. Game 1 of 3 against the Mariners. And just like the Texas Rangers that we saw earlier this season, they'll have an opener for their starter that'll go 1 or 2 innings, and then after that we'll see Wade LeBlanc. And a base hit.
Fastball up. It's a nice job. It's a nice swing right there. Just a nice, smooth, easy swing. Flat through the zone.
Here's Greg Garcia. Extensive history, their family in the game of baseball. And Dave Garcia, his grandfather, managed the Angels and the Indians. Then you had his dad, first round pick of the Yankees. His brother Drew was drafted by the White Sox in '08, reached AAA, then he retired. And Greg is the first from the family to reach the major leagues as a player. Grandfather from East St. Louis. 0-1 pitch. Now 0-2. That's a pretty good college combination up the middle with 2 major leaguers with Garcia and Wong. University of Hawaii. I asked Greg one time, what's the one thing you remember most about being around the game? And he said a brawl. He was the bat boy for the Rockies in the early 2000s, and he got the job because Grandpa was on the coaching staff of Buddy Bell, and his grandpa grabbed him and threw him back on the bench and said, "Where are you going?" Lines a base hit into center, went down to get it on a 1-2 pitch.
Well, his grandpa was a fixture here in San Diego at the end of his life. He would sit right there next to the dugout every time we came here. From the Angels organization for a long time. Well known around the game of baseball, and just a great, great man.
Mike Maddox coming out for a visit. Giovanni Gallegos getting loose in the Cardinal pen. Margot, very good speed at the plate. Something to keep in mind. He's only grounded into 3 double plays this year. So 1 out and 2 on.
With this defense, I don't understand why Margot doesn't push bunt towards second.
And a strike on the inside corner. Goldschmidt back and well off the line at first, and then you've got the second baseman Edman near the bag. Right-handed pitcher. And picked by Wieters. Throw to third. They run themselves right into an out. Tag applied by Munoz, and that wasn't an easy play for Matt Wieters. Normally you see a guy block it, but it worked out perfectly.
Got a lucky hop right there. Bounced right back to him. Barehanded and then quick throw. This is pretty fortunate right here.
So it's a count of 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Out to left, backing up O'Neill, and plenty of room near the edge of the track to make the catch. So Miles Michaelis is through 6 with 3 runs allowed, and it's 3-2. Looks like his day is through with Wainwright. His spot due up third and went right to Jose Martinez. And really the big play in this game is Fernando Tatis on a base hit to right, scoring from first.
Yeah, I think right there they're talking it over, and I'm sure when Miles came off the mound, maybe said a few things or threw a few things. Have a little discussion and move on.
So here is Bader, Wieters, then a pinch hitter as we start playing the 7th. Perdomo still in the ball game. He came in with the bases loaded, 1 out in the 6th. And now Bader hit by the pitch. Well, they've been aggressive with Munoz. Certainly you'd think with the bases and Bader on the bases,
now
going to be aggressive, aggressive
okay.
with him.
Yeah, for sure.
Lucchesi, the line on the lefty starter, the Padres, 5 1/3, 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 6, and walked 3. Here's Matt Wieters. Dexter Fowler has moved to the on-deck circle. We don't know about the availability of Matt Carpenter, who was in the lineup initially, but then a scratch because of a stomach bug. Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. And the 1-0 pitch. Lifted in the air down the left field line, out of play. Wieters 0 for 2 today. Bounce back to the pitcher and also flied out to center. That was as a right-handed batter though, and still looking for a first base hit from the other side of the plate. Bader with 4 stolen bases. One ball and 1 strike on the Cardinals catcher, Matt Wieters. Craig Stammen throwing in the Padre bullpen. Pitched in the 8th inning in game 1. The 1-2 pitch struck him out. Perdomo, his second strikeout. And there is one away.
See if this fastball comes back. Starts off pretty far inside and just runs back enough to catch the edge of the plate.
So here's Fowler. Pinch hitting for Miles Michaelis with one out and Bader the runner at first base. Cardinals with a 5-man bench today. Fowler the switch hitter, Carpenter and Wong from the left side, Thomas and Molina the right side. And strike one. One pitch. Gallegos still throwing in the Cardinal pen. He'll come in the bottom half. That pitch missed in, and it's 2-1. What point do you think Mike Schilt wants to start Harrison Bader?
Yeah, I was curious. He's also thinking about the time to the plate. But another way to look at it too is he's got the hole opened up with the first baseman holding on the runner, so that comes into play also.
And that ball gets away. Bader will take second. So base hit could tie this game up. Bader advancing on a wild pitch.
Really nothing Hedges could do with that pitch.
Nope.
Did everything he could, but the ball hit him in the wrist. Not what he was planning on.
Hunt to pitch right here and drive it. 3-1. Takes a ball. So runners at first and second with the San Diego native Tommy Edman, who homered here last night. Cardinals have received 4 walks in this game. This will be a double switch coming up. Will Myers hustling out of their dugout. He'll come into left field, take over for Naylor. Stammen coming in out of their pen, and Edman coming up for St. Louis. Telecast presented by the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form in the accounts and descriptions of this game. May not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Greg Stammen out of the bullpen now for San Diego. Will Myers takes over in left. He's got 17 holds, tied for first in the National League, third best in baseball. He had 23 last year and 17 already this year in the first half alone. Here's Tommy Edman, and the first pitch is strike.
It's amazing the stats that the bullpen for the Padres are racking up this early in the season.
Especially the guy at the back end, Kirby Yates. 27 saves.
He just got elected to the All-Star game.
Tommy Edman last night started the game with a home run. It was into right field. He's got 2.
That's an awesome picture. That's a keeper, huh?
Yep. Family and friends here. And the 1-1 to Tommy Edman. Both home runs in the big leagues from this side of the plate. Our crowd today, 32,575. 32575.
A little quieter than last night.
Big crowd last night.
Rocking.
A lot of offense for the Pods. There's a strike. 2-2. Runners at first and second here. Jose Martinez on deck. Stammen actually picked up his first ever save all the way back in 2012 against the Cardinals. He's pitched in 17 games in his career against St. Louis. And the 2-2 to Tommy Edman. Fastball got him. Strikes out for the third time, and he's 0 for 4. Ninth Cardinal strikeout today.
They've been really trying to get this pitch inside. 2 strikes. They've been locking up a lot of the Cardinal hitters. That fastball in coming back.
Jose Martinez. You know he would love to come through in this spot after Tatis scored on the base hit to right from first. With Martinez, your right fielder.
I would like to see him come through in this spot for my own
sanity.
Yeah, also.
I'm with you. A base hit could tie it. Bader, good speed at second base. First pitch to Jose Martinez. Ground ball left side. Machado will go across the diamond and makes the play. Cardinals strand a pair. Time to stretch. We're in game 3. St. Louis baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. And by Ford, the official car and truck of the St. Louis Cardinals. 3-2, bottom of the 7th. Giovanni Gallegos will come in relief of Miles Michaelis. A beautiful day here in San Diego. First inning, the Nissan drive of the game, Manny Machado. Home run number 20. RBIs 55 and 56. And it's Gallegos to pitch here in this 7th inning. Giovanni, his 33rd appearance. Chevy called to the pen. And it'll be for the San Diego Padres, Hedges, then Myers, part of the double switch. New left fielder, and Fernando Tatis Jr.
There's some kind of red turnout on that third base side over there. Like a Cardinals home game.
Travel well, don't they?
Sure do.
Line on Michaelis, 6 innings today, 3 runs. Struck out 4, no walks, and the 1 home run that was Machado. So Hedges, Myers, and Tatis against Giovanni Gallegos. And the first pitch is fouled back. Austin Hedges, a base hit to center, and flied out to shallow center. One ball and 1 strike. Looking ahead to the 8th, the Cardinals will have Paul DeYoung, who has been announced as an all-star for the National League. Then Goldschmidt and O'Neill. And DeYoung, the first Cardinal shortstop selected to the all-star game since Aledmys Diaz. 15th best ERA currently in the National League among relievers with at least 30 appearances, and that's Giovanni Gallegos. The 2-1 pitch.
And one of the reasons why he does such a nice job, he's got 52 strikeouts and only 7 walks.
And he's added another one. That's number 53. So the strikeout of Hedges. And it brings in Will Myers, former Padre and Cardinal Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith, his jersey here. Myers, the former minor league player of the year by Baseball America and USA Today 2012. And he's coming off the bench. He hasn't made a start since the 22nd of this month. He signed a 6-year, $80 million extension prior to the start of 2017. Here's a 0-1 pitch. Now 0-2.
Slider right there. Looked like a strike and ended up out of the zone.
And he struck him out. No argument from Myers, and back-to-back Ks for Giovanni Gallegos. Fernando Tatis Jr. Scored the 3rd run of the ball game back in the 5th inning after singling to left. And he fouls that into the upper deck.
Well, now it's in the lower deck. Someone with some
Down.
bad hands above us.
Next door neighbor for Fernando Tatis, one Robinson Cano in the Dominican Republic. As he taps that foul. Last year's season cut short, had a left thumb injury that he suffered in July and then made the club out of spring training this year. 4 players under the age of 21 that have appeared in a major league game this year, and this guy's playing every day, batting leadoff and shortstop for the Padres. And he singles with 2 strikes into center field.
Oh, and don't forget, he's hitting .337.
Some kind of player.
I was 20 years old. I was an A-ball, trying to figure out how to hit.
And balance a checkbook if you had any money.
I didn't have any money. I didn't need to worry about it. Not those days. You didn't get paid enough to have a checking account.
It was an 0-2 pitch by Gallegos, and it extends the inning to Eric Hosmer, who's 3 for 3 today. Andrew Miller was up, and so was John Gant. And that'll be it for Gallegos. 3-2 our score. Bring you the straw hat Sunday, July 14th. Jimmy, you'd look great in that. Outside on your...
Out there when I'm mowing the grass
Yep.
at Busch Stadium with Billy.
Yep.
It's like the hat the grounds crew all wear.
So Andrew Miller into the ball game. 2 outs, 1 on. And Miller will face Hosmer, 3 for 3. A double, a couple of singles, a run scored, RBI. He now has driven in 60 this year. He's 4 for 15, 5 strikeouts against Miller. This year batting .258 against the lefties. And of his 13 home runs, all have been against right-handed pitching. John Gant still throwing in the pen, getting ready for Machado. He's on deck, and that slider is a strike, 1-1. Monday pitch arsenal, fastball, slider.
That's it. What you see is what you get.
Well, it's quite an improvement for Hosmer against left-handed pitching this year. 258 the average. Last year, 179. Line foul and into the seats. Spoiled that pitch.
This is an amazing foul ball right here.
Just to stay alive.
What you got to do. Whatever it takes.
One ball and 2 strikes on Eric Hosmer. Milwaukee won their ball game today. Chicago lost. Come back and go into Seattle. You win this game, you're 3 out. Cardinals playing in game number 82 today. They're 40-41, 16-23 on the road. And Wieters wants to talk it over on this pitch. This is a formidable 1-2-3 at the top of their lineup, especially sandwiching a lefty in between the 2 right-handed batters.
I mean, this is about as good as you can get, to be honest with you.
To Edman. And Miller gets Hosmer. Coming up for St. Louis, the All-Star. Paul DeYoung, Paul Goldschmidt, and Tyler O'Neill. All right, guys, thank you. Stammen came in, 2 on, 1 out last inning, pitched out of that jam, and now it's DeYoung. And a fastball taken on the outside corner for a strike. Stammen, we saw him with the Nationals and then came over in 2017 here with San Diego. Off-speed pitch taken low. DeYoung has lined out to deep center. Struck out in the 4th, and a base hit to shallow center in the 6th and scored a run. And a bouncer deep in the hole. The arm of Tatis and the pick by Hosmer. Well done on both ends. That's big league baseball right there.
Oh, man. Just waiting to see what kind of throw he was going to make.
We measured a throw in St. Louis. Someone hit a routine grounder to him and kind of
let it slip too.
And Jimmy, he kind of clutched a little bit and got behind it, and we had him, I think it was like 94, 96 miles an hour from short. Good play. That was 88. Probably didn't have a great grip on the baseball as Goldschmidt hits it slowly up the third base line. Machado can't come up with it. Goldschmidt hustling to second, and no throw by Greg Garcia. So it'll be an infield hit, it looks like. Yep, it'll be an infield hit and then an error on Machado, his 9th, and that puts Goldschmidt in scoring position as the tying run.
Just the hit Paul's been waiting for.
Any hit, right?
Can you imagine all the balls he's been hitting hard, hitting foul, and that's his base hit.
So the first error in this ball game either side, and now it's Tyler O'Neill 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, and he looks at a fastball and a strike. Nothing in 2 on O'Neill. Machado had a total of 12 errors a year ago, and he's already up to 9. His career high is 19. And that throwing error puts Goldschmidt in scoring position. Jairo Munoz on deck. Cardinals down by a run here in the top of the 8th. Outfield deep, and they are straight away for the Cardinal left fielder. And the 1-2 in the air, right field, base hit. Goldschmidt is going to come in. He stopped. He was held up, and now it's misplayed in right and scores. We're tied 3-3. Cardinals needed a break, and they get one. It's a single and an error on Reyes in right, and it's a brand new game. Tyler O'Neill, his first hit since being recalled.
Nice job of Tyler O'Neill fighting off a pitch right there and throwing it into right. It's just what happens when you know guys are running the bases hard.
No RBI on the play, and back-to-back hitters reaching on errors and advancing on the bases. So here's Munoz with O'Neill, your runner at first base.
Amazing, you know the guy's got a chance to score, so Reyes just peeks up just a little bit just to make sure and just doesn't catch the ball first.
And a strike to Munoz back in the 6th inning. One of the bigger hits in this game with the bases loaded and 2 outs. After O'Neill had struck out with the bases loaded, Jairo came through and brought in 2. Pop Warner actually was holding Goldschmidt too. That's it out of play. Colton Wong at the on deck circle. So 2 costly errors by the Padres, and this game tied 3-3. Munoz pulls it foul. That ball girl, she can play a little bit.
Made some good plays today. That's 4 or 5 of them.
Munoz with no home runs this year. In the hole, 0-2. Nice play by Hedges to keep that in front. Now, those are the kind of pitches that the catcher gets down and you have that funky spin of a breaking pitch and it hits off his front portion of his body. You're not sure where that ball skips.
Yeah, that's what happened to him earlier when the runners advanced and he went down to block and it actually hit him on the wrist and bounced and shot out. But you're right, it's hard to control the slider or the breaking ball because of that spin. Not to mention it lands in the batter's box sometimes where the guy's feet have dug holes.
And the 1-2 pitch to Munoz. Fouled back. Cardinals have fought back. They were down 3-0 and now have tied it 3-3. Munoz with a fly ball into right. Reyes racing in near the line and in foul territory makes the catch. Stammen came in. 2 on 1 out. Got Edman to strike out, Martinez to ground out. That stranded those 2 runners in the 7th. This inning started with DeYoung grounding out. Good play by Tatis. Goldschmidt an infield hit. Error by Machado. Advancing to second base was Paul, and then the base hit by O'Neill. Misplayed by Reyes. That was his 4th error. And now Harrison Bader is going to be pinch hit for with Colton Wong. And that's hit out of play. O'Neill, your runner at first base. Wong at the plate, coming off the bench today with the lefty starting for San Diego. And with an extra man on the bench, and that being Lane Thomas, you can afford to make this kind of move.
Got to do whatever you can right now to get some offense.
Yep.
Get a matchup right here. Get Wong to come in and face the right-hander. All you just need is another base runner. Somehow, base hit, walk. Somehow get O'Neill to second base, and anything can happen.
Here's a 1-1 pitch to Colton Wong. Left on the bench for St. Louis. We don't know about Carpenter from the left side. Cardinals have used Fowler and Wong now. And left from the right side, Lane Thomas and Yadier Molina. 23 pitches and counting for Stammen. John Gant had been throwing in the Cardinals' pen. Kerwin Danley has not been giving that low strike at all, has he?
No, he hasn't. And most of them have been down below the zone, but Hedges does such a nice job, like you said, of framing pitches and pulling it straight up into the zone.
Three and two. Ball in the gap. Very spacious ballpark here. And O'Neill, as big as he is, he can run. Pretty good speed. He's off with this pitch. O'Neill off with the pitch. It's pulled and it's fair. Backhanded by Hosmer. Tyler O'Neill comes through with a base hit to right. Reyes couldn't come up with it. Goldschmidt scores and we're tied 3-3. Tosses, StubHub, place to get your tickets even after the first pitch is delivered. StubHub, official partner of the Cardinals. Cardinals shifting up their defense here with Colton Wong staying in the ball game. He's at second base. Tommy Edman moving from second base to third. And Jairo Munoz is in center field. New pitcher, John Gant. Gant will get Machado, Reyes. Stammen spot due up third. We'll see a pinch hitter.
Got to be careful with the first pitch fastball right here.
It was, and
Cutter.
Taken for a strike. Machado, 2-run homer back in the first, grounded back to the pitcher and grounded out to third. Nothing at 2. Good changeup.
Really good changeup right there. Like I said all the time, right-handers don't usually throw right-handers changeups, so that's something new that's been going on the last couple of years, and it's an adjustment for the hitter. It's something you should never have to think about.
Fastball fouled back, 97 from John Gant. Miles Michaelis went 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs. Gallegos 2/3 of an inning. A couple of strikeouts. Miller got his man Hosmer for 1/3 of an inning, and now John Gant. Did not go.
Pretty good pitch.
And the 1-2, now 2-2. Machado yanks it down the left field line, but foul. Cardinals pitching has not walked anybody in this ball game. They've struck out 6. And the 2-2 by Gant. Full count, so from 0-2 to a full count on Machado. Fouled back. That pitch ran in on his hands.
I think he knew this was coming right here. He was looking for it.
And a swing and a miss. Machado strikes out. John Gant has done a very good job this year out of the Cardinal bullpen.
That was a great pitch right there. He stuck with the changeup. As a hitter, you think he can only throw so many.
It's a 38th strikeout in 42 2/3 for John Gant this year. Franmil Reyes 0 for 3, 3 flyouts to center. Fastball and a strike. Strikeout of Machado was the 7th strikeout in the Padre lineup today.
Watch out.
Machado was barking back, it looked like, at Gant after he struck out.
Yeah, I don't understand why. No, maybe he just wanted him to throw another fastball down the middle to see how far he could hit it.
Two and two. Cardinals looking ahead to the 9th inning. Have Wieters, pinch hitter. It's John Gant's spot, and then Tommy Edman. Cardinals with 7 hits, Padres with 9. And the 2-2 pitch by Gant. Fouled back again. So the bullpen has done a very nice job thus far. 3 strikeouts, 1 hit. Hunter Renfroe has moved to the on-deck circle. Another guy with terrific power that we haven't seen because of the flu. And that's inside. Go ahead run aboard with a 1-out walk, and it brings in Hunter Renfroe. First walk issued by Cardinal pitching here in Game 3.
Gant tried to go back with that changeup. Just didn't throw it for a strike that time.
Renfroe has grounded into the 2nd most double plays. The Padres roster, and John Gant, a guy that gets a lot of ground ball double plays. Renfroe has got terrific power. Played at Mississippi State, where he helped take them to the College World Series in 2013. Grew up a diehard fan of the Atlanta Braves and Chipper Jones. He is from Crystal Springs, Mississippi. Originally drafted by the Red Sox and then did not sign, obviously. Went to college and then became the 13th overall pick by the Padres. And they took him in the 2013 draft.
Was he a teammate of Dakota?
I believe
a little bit
so.
Older.
This guy's got big power. .24 home runs. He's driven in 45. And you see the home runs, 17 of the 24 against right-handed pitching. Two and 0. Half of his home runs have come in the 7th inning or later. A .795 slugging percentage. That one caught Wieters. Left on the bench for the Padres, their backup catcher today, Mejia, and also Ian Kessler, who started in Game 1. So Renfroe pinch hitting for Stammen. Hit out of play. Stammen, inning in 2/3. 1 run, it was unearned. 2 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks. And the 2-2 pitch to Renfroe. Missed in, 3-2. Reyes not known for his speed, no stolen bases, but would Andy Green want to start the runner here? Three and two. Reyes not running, and the pitch taken low for a ball, and back-to-back walks.
It's interesting. Johnny Gant was having trouble throwing strikes with this fastball. That's usually his strong suit.
Carlos Martinez has been throwing in the Cardinal pen, and we'll have a double switch coming up. So Lane Thomas will take over in center field. For 8 days. Chevy called to the pen, and he comes in with runners at first and second. The double switch. Munoz out of the game, so Lane Thomas is in center field. He's in the 9th position in the Cardinal lineup, due up second in the 9th. Martinez going into the 6th position in the Cardinal lineup. So Carlos Martinez. What's interesting is that if this game would go long in extra innings, Daniel Ponce de Leon, you'd have to think, is unavailable for sure. You're left with Dominic Leone and Tyler Webb. Here's Greg Garcia. So this could be an extended outing for Carlos Martinez. 8 days rest. Cardinals talked about when they moved him back to the bullpen, stretching him out potentially as a starter, and did have multi-innings. And that'll be the case, I would think, here today. 2-0 on Garcia after back-to-back walks issued by Gant to Reyes and Renfroe. Reyes, your runner at second base, and the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th.
I mean, you're right with Martinez. He's going to have to go out there for a couple innings if he can't score. Hopefully he can shut him down here. Cardinals can come back and get a run in the 9th inning and turn this into a situation where he only has to get 5 outs.
Two and one. Garcia yanks it down the right field line. Foul. Evens it up at 2-2. And the next to Greg Garcia. Full count. Three-two pitch, and he walked him. Cardinals have walked now. The base is loaded. Well, I'd mentioned at the beginning of this inning they had not walked anybody in the ball game, and Gant struck out Machado. Reyes walked. Renfro's a pinch hitter, walks. Garcia walks.
You're right, and then you're just making all kinds of trouble for yourself. Walking the bases loaded, clearly. We know walks will turn around and score, but now you're in trouble. Got to get a double play ball here for sure.
Either back to Martinez, infield drawn in, and a grounder. Could they turn to? Out there and safe at first. The call is safe at first. The Cardinals will take a look at it. If it stands, it's the go-ahead run.
Well, that's interesting because Margot took his hat off because he was upset because he knew he was out. That was interesting.
Boy, he looked out. And he is out. I think he is. Tough to double up Margot with his speed. And if they did, Margot will have rounded into just his fourth double play. He's out. And Carlos Martinez is going to get out of this, and the Cardinals are heading to the dugout.
The ninth, Cardinals and Padres tied at 3-3, and all-star Kirby Yates into the game to face 8-9-1 of the Cardinals lineup. Matt Wieters will step to the plate to lead off the ninth inning. Trying to find a way just to get on base and get a run across the board. See, Matt is 0 for 3 today with a ground out, fly out, and strikeout.
So Yates, who's had a fantastic start to this 2019 season, named to the All-Star team today. 27 saves. We're tied 3-3 after the bases loaded, one out, double play turned by the Cardinals. Matt Wieters at the plate, inside, 2 balls, no strikes.
You know what I always find interesting with closers in situations? Kirby Yates in save situations with an 0.3 3.32 ERA and non-save situations with a 6 ERA.
That is interesting, isn't it? And Wieters hits a fly ball out to left. Will Myers with the catch. It's been Lucchesi, Perdomo, Stammen, and now Yates.
Here's another one for you, Danny. When the game is tied, he has a .364 batting average against.
Yeah, he likes those safe situations.
Yeah, I mean that's a closer's deal, though. How many times do you see a closer come in to get work and give up runs? All the time.
Yeah.
They just don't have the same intensity.
Here's Thomas, who is part of the double switch. Was called up when John Brebbia was on sent home on paternity leave. Cardinals with 7 hits today. And the 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike. They've got Quantrill, Winginter, Robert Stock, Phil Maton, and Brad Wick in their bullpen.
And there's that pitch you've been talking about all day. Snatching it from underneath the zone and pulling it back.
Thomas. Out number 2.
Then you're forced to swing at that pitch, which probably a pitch he would swing at.
The batter will be Tommy Edman, who is 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. The first pitch to Tommy Edman is taken for a strike. Kirby Yates, all-star closer. And a grounder hit to the right side. Hosmer gloves, a flip, and a 1-2-3. Well, we're tied 3-3. Carlos Martinez was able to get the double play off the bat of Margot to keep it 3-3. Michaelis 6 innings. Munoz started the game. Had a couple of hits and a key base hit with the bases loaded for St. Louis. They trailed 3-0. They made it 3-2. Goldschmidt scored on an error in the top of the 8th to make it 3-3. It's Hedges, Myers, and Tatis. And the first pitch is strike. Left on the bench, Kinsler and Mejia. In the bullpen for the Cardinals, Leone, Ponce de Leon, and Tyler Webb. Carlos, go get him. Hedges today, a single to center, flied out to shallow center, and struck out. Another facet of what you were talking about with Yates is that it's a situation in which the hitter is also seeing a more relaxed situation against a closer, which changes the dynamic of it.
Yeah, there's just something about it. I don't know how it always works out that way, but it sure does. Like the closers are way more vulnerable when there's not a save situation.
Two and two the count. Ground ball foul. Martinez, the 5th pitcher used by St. Louis in this game. And the 2-2. Struck him out. There's that changeup. Boy, he's got a nasty one when it's right.
I mean, he's got so many weapons. With 96 and sink, good slider, and then just when you see the ball come out of his hand like a fastball as a right-hander, you got to be ready for that 96, and then all of a sudden it's the changeup that doesn't get there, but it's got the same spin on it, so it's tough to recognize.
Now Will Myers double switched back in the 7th inning, showing bunt. And that's fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. And strike 2. Today, the 6th consecutive game on the bench for Myers. A pinch hitter last night, drew a walk. Last week it was Andy Green that told him that there'd be a role change for him. And Myers hits it a ton out to left, over in the corner. It is a foul ball. Boy, he hit that as high as he did far. He has been hitting off a high velocity machine and searching, he said, for just feel at the plate, trying to get timing and catch up to fastballs. He's only 28 years old. And a swing and a miss by Myers for strikeout number 2 for Carlos Martinez, and that's 9 in their lineup today.
There's that changeup again. I mean, that's almost unfair to a right-hander.
Fernando Tatis Jr. So 2 outs and nobody on. And looks at strike 1. Didn't like that call. He has a couple of hits today. Single to left, single to center on an 0-2 pitch. Also struck out and flied to right. Homered in each game of this series. The 0-1. Inside.
Carlos has to stay on the offensive. He has to attack the hitters. Cannot fool around, cannot fall behind.
The 2-1. 3-1. Hosmer on deck. Full count.
Thank you very much.
And he comes back to strike him out. 99 on the gun there from Carlos Martinez. Strikes out the side here in the bottom of the ninth. Martinez to Young, Goldschmidt coming up. Strikes out the bottom of the ninth. And he was nasty with a couple of those really good changeups along the way.
See those changeups, like I said, that's almost unfair to a lefty, or to a righty, sorry, and then comes back with 98, 99-mile-an-hour fastball to get Tatis, but it's a pretty impressive inning right there.
Cal Quantrill into the ball game. We saw him in game one. He came in relief of Lauer and pitched a scoreless 5th and 6th inning. That was Friday night, and he faced Martinez and Goldschmidt and DeYoung and got them. So he has got this 10th inning. Jose Martinez to lead it off. Longest outing for Carlos Martinez is 2 innings. That was back on the 16th of June, and that was at Citi Field in New York. .24 pitches for Carlos Martinez. Yeah, but the Cardinals, you know, it's a little bit of a quandary here with Dominic Leone, Daniel Ponce de Leon. You got to think he's off limits for sure. So you're left with Webb and Leone.
That's it.
And Webb starts to throw. Here's the next to Martinez. Cardinals on their bench with Yadier Molina and Matt Carpenter. And Carpenter, you would assume, unavailable. Scratched in this lineup. A stomach bug. Here's a 1-1. 2 strikes on Jose, who is singled and walked and scored, grounded into a double play and grounded out to third. And the 1-2. Ground ball hit to short. Tatis, 1 away. Bullpen now has come in, and that's 6 in a row. Yates a scoreless 9th.
Interesting play by Tatis right there. He actually backed up on that ball and knew he had time. With Jose running, backed up a little bit to get a better hop, and then knowing that he has a cannon for an arm, fires it over there. What's this? Nice job.
He taught so many times to come in.
Wise beyond his years.
Yeah. Here's Paul DeYoung. He's got a base hit and a run scored back in the 6th. Struck out, lined out, grounded out. 1 for 4. And the lone all-star for the St. Louis Cardinals announced earlier today. So congratulations to Paul DeYoung. Quantrill, the son of Paul Quantrill. This is Cal.
Cal's got a nice arm too. Good
He sure
fastball,
does.
slider.
And Tommy John surgery was a top pick by the Padres, and now fully healthy, and away we go. And the 3-2 pitch to Paul DeYoung. Ground ball to third, taken there by Machado. Slings it over to Hosmer for the out. Paul Goldschmidt struck out back in the 1st, hit one to the 396 sign in center, walked in the 6th, infield hit in the 8th, advanced to second base on a throwing error by Machado and came around to score on a base hit into right field. Goldschmidt faced Quantrill on Friday and grounded out to short. Big gap in left center. 2 balls, no strikes. Even with his struggles, he still is the threat. He still makes you stop. He still makes you think when it might just click. 3-0. Quantrill pitching him that way too.
Yeah, he's going to be careful with him. He knows with one swing of the bat, he can hit the ball anywhere out of this ballpark.
Goldschmidt on 3-0, grounds to third. Machado, low throw and a pick by Hosmer. He's had a bunch of those these 3 games. 4-time Gold Glover and showing us why. Martinez inning in 2/3 strikeout, struck out the side to send us to the 10th inning. And he's got Hosmer, Machado, and Reyes coming up. 3-3 our score in the bottom of the 10th. Season high in pitches thrown, 30 for Carlos Martinez. He's done that 3 times. He's had 24. And if we get to the 11th inning, his spot is due up second. So you got to think this would be it for him this inning. We'll see. And the first pitch is a strike, but call the ball.
Wait a second, you sure?
Hosmer 1 for 8 with a home run and a run batted in against Carlos. Last time he went more than 2 innings pitched in a relief appearance was all the way back in 2015. Then converted to a starter. Padres with 9 hits, Cardinals with 7. Both teams have stranded 7 in this game. You know, watching Hosmer, I mean, that's a 2-0 pitch, and he's trying to end it with 1 swing of the bat. And that's a guy that understands what he's trying to do at the plate. There are guys that come up and it's 1 and 2 and they're swinging like that.
Well, I tell you what, we've been talking about it. He didn't let a whole lot of fastballs go. He's trying to put a good swing on every fastball that he sees.
As you know, Jimmy, I mean, there's a time and place to let it go. 60 runs batted in for Hosmer here in game number 82 for the Padres. This time last year he had 36. He did not get his 60th RBI last year until the 8th of September.
Wow.
But again, I'll say you've got Tatis in front of you, Machado behind you, and you're in year 2 of an 8-year deal. You're relaxed. It's a different year. The 2-2 pitch.
You've got to be careful just throwing fastballs inside to him too. I think that he's going to hit a home run, or if he's going to make something happen, you almost have to force him to hit the ball the other way. The big part of the park.
Slaps it the other way, but there's Tommy Edman again trying to go the other way, which he's done all series long. 3 for 5 today.
It's a nice job of staying on the pitch right here. He wants to hit the ball in. He wants to pull a home run. Sees that it's away and just makes the adjustment. Still hits the line drive, and the shift's not on. That's a base hit.
Manny Machado, 2-run homer back in the first, couple of ground outs, and then struck out last time up against John Gant. It's a good matchup here. Martinez, Machado. The game on the line here in the bottom of the 10th inning.
Just keep throwing him changeups, frustrate him.
Ranging to his left, Wong spinning. Nice play. He was playing towards the second base bag, and Machado is out number 2.
It's one heck of a play right there. Colton is playing. Look where he's playing right here. Up the middle.
That was sweet.
Nice job.
Here's Reyes, who is lined out to center. Then a diving catch by Bader to take a hit away and a run batted in the third. Fly to center again and walked in the eighth. Ian Kinsler at the on-deck circle. .24 home runs for Franmil Reyes. Fastball and taken just a bit low. And a base hit. Winning run is aboard. Ian Kinsler will pinch hit for Quantrill. So Francisco Mejia, the only man left on the bench for the Padres. He is 0 for 2 head-to-head against Martinez. Kinsler started game 1. He was 1 for 3 on Friday night. Tied him up, and there's a strike. Tyler Webb is throwing. Currently in the Cardinal bullpen. Greg Garcia on deck. Greg is 1 for 12 against left-handed pitching this year.
Kinsler's all up on top of that plate too.
0-1 pitch. Now 0-2. Cardinals looking ahead to the top of the 11th with O'Neill, Carlos Martinez spot, and then Colton Wong. Kinsler 1 for 8, 6 strikeouts as a pinch hitter this year. And the 0-2 pitch to Kinsler. Fouled back. He's got some pop. You got to be careful with him. Another young man with Missouri ties, if you will. He played at the University of Missouri. We started a ball game with a pitcher, and Lucchesi pitched at Southeast Missouri State. 8 home runs this year for Kinsler, longtime Detroit Tiger. And the 0-2 pitch by Martinez. Another foul ball. Wick, the left-hander, throwing in the pen for San Diego. And the 0-2 pitch. Backed up, and he struck him out. Great work by Carlos Martinez with 4 strikeouts out of the bullpen. And a little smile as we head to the 11th. 3-3, both Manis dealing with limitations now. A lot of players have been used. Webb, Leon, Ponce de Leon left in the pen. Molina, Carpenter on the bench. And Carlos Martinez, what a job out of the Cardinal bullpen here this afternoon for St. Louis. It'll be O'Neill, then Martinez, Spot, and Colton Wong. And the new pitcher is Brad Wick. Wick, the lone lefty in the bullpen for San Diego. And he'll get Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill with big hit in the 8th inning. Goldschmidt at second base. And he singled to right, and it was misplayed by Reyes. They're initially going to hold him up. Goldschmidt at third, misplayed, and he scored. Yadier Molina has moved to the on-deck circle.
Cross one more name off the list.
Four-seamer, slider, curve, sinker for this lefty. Took something off it, 0-2. O'Neill is struck out twice. Robbed in right field with a sliding catch in that aforementioned single in the 8th. The Chevy called to the pen. Fouled back. Well, if you use Yachty, who's at the on-deck circle, you do not have a backup catcher. And then one position player that's sick, that's Matt Carpenter, who did not start the game, was a late scratch because of the stomach virus that he's dealing with.
Munoz is out of the game.
That's right.
He was your third string catcher.
Right. 0-2 pitch. I don't know if you'd want to do this, just thinking out loud, but Paul DeYoung is a former college catcher. He'd be maybe a guy you'd look at, but he's your all-star shortstop and a guy that's got to play there every single day.
A guy you cannot lose.
Exactly.
You don't think you can afford to put him behind the plate.
And a strikeout of O'Neill. That is the 10th strikeout in the Cardinal lineup today. And it brings in Yadier Molina. But the other aspect of it is, you know, you can maybe move Molina into a different.
The only thing you could really do, you don't really want him to play third very long, do you?
And that's the one spot I was looking at.
I'd say first base would be your only option if you want to keep him in the game.
And Molina on the first pitch, a fly ball out to shallow left center, and making the catch, Will Myers. But you don't want to take Goldschmidt, you wouldn't think, out of the game.
Yeah,
so could be just a pinch hitting appearance, and then you roll the dice if you're Mike Schilt.
That's all you can do right now. I mean, kind of not really managing for 11, 12, 13 innings most of the time, and especially you've had to use everyone to come back from 3-0 to get to this point. So
Wong pinch hit in the 8th and grounded out to first, and he sends a fly ball down the left field line. Myers won't get there. Well, again, what a job by Carlos Martinez. He came on with 1 out and 2 base runners, first and second in the 8th. Walked to the first man he saw, so the bases loaded, 1 out, got the double play. And then he struck out the side in the 9th and a scoreless 10th. 2 2/3 scoreless baseball, Carlos Martinez. Up and in. Talked about it a lot this year, but Wong's ability against lefties much better this year against those lefties. And front shoulder in, Jimmy, you being a left-handed batter, you know about that, and taking the ball the other way.
You have to stay in there if you want to hit against left-handers. No other way.
Slowly hit to Hosmer, tough play, Wong base hit.
Well, I was wondering what was going to happen. Now if Wieters hits, you can almost put Yachty in the game, but then there's no point because you're still out without a backup catcher.
And Wieters with 2 at-bats from the right side of the plate now this year, 0 for 17 from this side of the plate. So the reason I bring it up, the dew factor. He's due.
You mean the dew on the grass? Or
no, he
hasn't got a hit for a while.
Yeah, he needs a hit from this side of the plate.
So you just start the runner, swing at the pitch, and see what happens.
Close your eyes, whatever.
Whatever it takes.
And a fastball in there for a strike. Well, I think you might keep Yachty in the game and you improve defensively, and then if Wieters makes a last out, at least you have some flexibility in your lineup to get to the next pitcher.
At least, yeah, a little double switch, at least that.
1 ball, 1 strike, and let's see if Colton Wong wants to do any running here. Wong has been one of the best base stealers in the entire league, but you have a lefty on the mound. You got to get that read. Fouled back. Colton Wong has not been caught stealing, and the only player in baseball with 10 or more steals without being caught. He's 14 for 14. Wieters in the hole, 1-2. Garcia, Margot, Hedges due up for the Padres in their half of the 11th. Spoiled. And the 1-2 pitch to Matt Wieters. Wong is running, and Wieters, a drive into left. The do factor, you bet. He was due. He had been 0 for 17 from that side of the plate, and his first hit from this side of the plate, a bomb down the left field line. And the Cardinals have the lead. It's now 5-3 here in the 11th.
Tell you what, can't happen to a better guy, too. The do factor. Nice call, Danny.
Thank you, sir. I knew it all the way. That's why I set it up that way.
He hit the heck out of this ball.
The Budweiser play of the game, Carlton Fisk. Matt Wieters.
Look at his ball ends up.
As Thomas hits it in the air down the right field line, and that ball will drop foul.
see the security guard.
How about Matt Wieters? He had a little Carlton Fisk going there. He knew he had the distance. It was just a matter of if it would stay fair.
That's got to feel good, wouldn't you think? That is big time home run right there.
And the rally started with 2 outs on an infield hit by Colton Wong against a lefty. And Thomas hits it out of play, measured at 380 feet into the upper deck down the left field line. And a swing and a miss. A strikeout of Thomas, but Matt Wieters, Carlton Fisk, and a little dance. 5-3. And a 5-3 St. Louis lead. Wieters had been 0 for the year from the right side of the plate until that 2-run homer. Matt Wieters has given the Cardinals a lead. Oh, talk about timing to get that first hit. From that side of the plate, and Wieters with his 4th home run of the year. Molina stays in the game to catch. And now it is Tyler Webb in our Chevy called to the pen. So Webb will go in Wieters' spot. and try to finish this one off in what has been a wild game in many ways. Here's Greg Garcia, and the first pitch is strike. Tyler Webb, Garcia, Margot, Hedges for the Padres. 0-2. He's got one career save, and it happened back on June 22nd. A win over the Angels, and that is the only save for Tyler Webb in his career. That missed in, and Yachty thought he had strike 3.
Where was that?
So left in the Cardinal bullpen, Dominic Leone, Daniel Ponce de Leon, and that was awfully close.
Strike all day.
Greg Garcia grounded out twice, singled to center, walked to load the bases. Back in the 8th, Martinez was the man he faced then to draw that walk, and now it's a 2-2 pitch, and that just a bit high. 3-2. Boy, no walks in this spot. And a swing and a miss, and Webb comes back. He had him 0-2, then 3-2, and gets the strikeout, and that's 12 strikeouts for the Padres today in 11 innings.
Typical Greg Garcia at bat, right? 0-2 to 3-2 battles, and Tyler finally gets him. Just throw strikes.
And a ball to Margot. Key spot in the game. Bases loaded and 1 out. Carlos Martinez on the mound in the 8th of a tie game, and he grounded into a double play. Initially ruled safe at first. Cardinals challenged, and the call overturned for an inning-ending double play, and the run was off the board. The 2-0 pitch. Now 3-0. Oh boy.
Well, you got Dominic Leone throwing in the bullpen now. Pretty much your last man standing down there.
Well, you got to go for broke. If you had to, you could take a starter with the off day tomorrow and put him in the bullpen just in case. And that's going to be it. So he's going to go with Dominic Leone here. Webb, the 1-out walk to Margot, and Austin Hedges coming up with 1 out, and those bullpens pretty much empty. Daniel Ponce de Leon listed as a guy that would be available in the bullpen for St. Louis. For San Diego, they've got Robert Stock, Trey Wingeter, and Phil Maton still available. So this is it. Leon in our Chevy Cole to the pen, and there's a runner at first base in Margot. Austin Hedges will come to the plate. He's got 6 home runs this year. A base hit today, 1 for 4.
There you go, Danny Mac.
Yep, you got to move a starter out there just in case.
Adam Wainwright down in the bullpen.
Wainwright is scheduled to pitch Wednesday for the Cardinals. So you got to think about what Waino does in between starts, and he's the kind of guy that doesn't throw overly hard or max effort. When he's doing his bullpen sessions. It's more about grip, feel, those kind of things. Today being Sunday, this would have been a day to throw on the side.
Well, if that was the case, he's already done it.
Absolutely. So Hedges at the plate, and there's a strike. There's some guys, veterans, that will even skip that side session. Double play could end it. One and two the count on Hedges. It's grounded into 3 double plays this year. Cardinals turned that double play back in the 8th. Their lone double play they've turned in this ball game. And the 1-2 pitch, Dominic Leone to Austin Hedges. Off the plate, and it's 2-2. Cardinals brought in Leone. Thought was that he'd be a guy that might compete for a closer's position beginning of last year. Well, now he's got a shot. And the 2-2 pitch to Hedges. Struck him out. Fastball. And the Cardinals are 1 out away. Mention all the Cardinal fans that are on that third base line, and the reaction of the fans behind the dugout as well. Matt Wieters' home run, cool shot there. Bench reaction as well. Wieters, please stay fair, and it did.
The 96-mile-an-hour fastball out of Dom.
Margot took second base, and that is fielder's indifference. Check that. That will be a stolen base. No throw by Molina, and that's the 11th for Margot. This guy has got really good power, Will Myers. Got to be careful. And Myers looking for a signature moment to get back on track, and this could be it if he pop one here. 0-1 pitch. Off the plate. He had 30 home runs in 2017. Year before, he was an all-star and had 28. This guy, he was the player that the Padres talked about with their rebuild. One ball and one strike.
Gave him a bunch of money, and now he's coming off the bench.
Leone has been in this spot trying to close a game out back in 2017 with the Blue Jays. Worked in the back end of their games. That's the last time he picked up a save. One and one the count on Will Myers. Margot, the runner at second. That's off the plate. Tatis on deck.
Not who you want to see.
2-1 the count. The next to Will Myers from Dominic Leone. A high strike. 2-2, and now the Padres down to their final strike. Cardinals at one point trailed 3-0 in this game. Michael has pitched well and now own a 5-3 lead. The 2-2 pitch just off the plate. A game in which the Cardinals have one reliever left and one bench player. Can they end it here and keep that man on deck? 3-2 pitch, Dominic Leone. We'll do it again. Long look, and he's finally set. 3-2 pitch. Leone to Myers. Ground ball. Wong. He's got it. And the Cardinals take it 5-3 in 11 innings in a much needed win here in San Diego.
It's a big time win right there. Matt Wieters with a huge home run, and everyone got involved.
Everyone. Cardinals are back to 500, a 5-3 win, and truly a team effort.